All right, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to that's the wrong, to the Immigration Answer Show live with Jim Hacking. Hope you all are well. I see we got some people already in the waiting room. Before we get to that, I wanted to tell you all that there's a new naturalization exam coming out. So if you're on the verge of applying for citizenship, you probably want to do it before December 1st. After December 1st, the questions are going to get a whole lot harder. There are going to be 128 questions that you have to study instead of 100, and you have to get 12 right instead of 6 right. I did a video on this. It should drop in the next few days. But that is the immigration news of the day that I wanted to lead with. So let's go ahead and get started. And it looks like, let's see, here we go. All right, so we'll go to Andy. Looks like Andy's been in the room for a little bit.
Hi, Jim. Am I audible?
I can hear you, Andy. Thanks. You can hear me okay?
Yes, thank you. My thing is a little complicated, and I think we've discussed this before. I was married to a US citizen, and we applied for the I-130 and the green card and all. I was here in H-1B earlier. The thing is that the I-130 got refused, and since the refusal, me and my wife have been having problems, and we are currently separated, not divorced, but we are separated. So my question was, in case if I get divorced and maybe marry somebody else in the US and then apply again for the green card, then would the USCIS actually be suspicious, or would it be tough to actually get the green card? With that marriage, or what would be your thoughts on that?
It's not impossible to get the second case approved, but they are going to spend time looking at the first case. They'll probably go back and talk to your first wife. They'll try to find out if there's anything bad about you that they can use to keep you from getting your green card. We've certainly had cases approved where somebody filed with one spouse and then either withdrew it or it got denied. Now, the Attorney General just changed the rules on this. If there's any kind of fraud in the first case, they just made it a whole lot easier to use that to deny the second case. So that's one thing you need to be concerned about. But that's definitely something that they look at the person as a whole, and they begin with your immigration history. When did you arrive? And they go sort of through your whole history, and they say, was there anything weird in that first marriage case? And then they get to the second case, and then we go from there. So yeah, they're going to look at the whole picture. It's going to make it harder to get the second case approved, especially if you were like in visit visa status at the time that you got married the first time, because then it looks like you're just doing whatever you can to stay.
Yeah, I was in H-1B at that time, but again, that was my third marriage, and this is the first time I applied, basically. For a green card. The first was not to a US citizen. The second was to a US citizen, but I didn't really apply.
Right.
So this, if I marry again, it'll be my fourth marriage. So that's not because of the green card and all that stuff. It's just me, basically, my relationships. But yeah, so that might be a complicating factor again. But yeah.
All right. Well, good luck, Andy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye, buddy. All right. So next we're going to go to Verdi. Verdi, are you with us? Oh, Verdi is gone now. Let's go to Mo. Mo, are you with us?
Hey, Jim, how are you? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. Thanks. I can hear you.
Okay, so here's the question. This is someone who has been out of the country for about 10 years, is being petitioned through a U.S. citizen child, and the case is already at the NBC. They're uploading the papers right now. But the question is, when this person left the country, she got denied. She left voluntarily, but her employer, she was looking for, she had a new job and applied through applied for this new job and went through E-Verify and it failed. She's not sure if she claimed citizenship at the time of this I-9, you know? And is this going to be a problem at the interview? Is this going to come up in the interview? Do they look for that? How does that work? And is there anything that she can do about it?
So what does your gut tell you is going to happen?
That
Like-
they're going to find out somehow. I guess
Yeah.
they're going to.
Yeah. So, I mean, number one, you have to assume the worst. So this is a good lesson for everybody, is that, you know, Mo asked the question, but I had a thought that Mo sort of knew the answer in the back of his mind. So a lot of times immigration will do crazy things, but sometimes you can just say to yourself, what do I think is going to happen? And a lot of times that's right. So I would say that what she should do is try to get records from all of her employers to see if she made a false claim to citizenship. She should also do a Freedom of Information Act request for her entire immigration file from back when she was here before. And then, I mean, if she were my client, I would stand on her head, asking her over and over and over, drilling down, what employers did you have when you were here? Where could you have made a false claim to citizenship? Is it possible that you just claimed that you were authorized to work? And really, because those are two very different things. If you make a false claim to citizenship, that can keep you from ever getting any immigration benefit. But if you just checked a box that misrepresented your status, you might still need a waiver, but they should still be able to come based on the U.S. citizen child. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And what I would say is she shouldn't go into any embassy interview blind. She wants to have a much better sense as to what's going on in her case, what went on in her case, what's the history, what does USCIS already, or the government already know, and what could they know. And so it sounds like she doesn't have a real good understanding of everything that she did to be able to keep working here. So I'd be not yelling at her, but I'd be cross-examining her like if I was a prosecutor trying to find out where this is coming from.
Assuming she did, do they regularly before the interview, like, look at these records, they do?
Yeah, they did before, but especially now. Yeah, for sure. What embassy will she be going to?
Santiago.
Yeah, so I would imagine that they're going to go over her case pretty carefully, especially if she has some kind of E-Verify problem. And plus, she never had a green card before, right? She just had.
No.
Did she have an overstay?
Yes.
Yeah. So anytime
But
you
she's
have
been out of the country 10 years now.
right, but even when you have all that, they definitely are going back to look at why you left and what your status was when you were here before. So that's a yes. Yeah.
Okay. Should any hope of maybe that changing with Biden, do you think?
No, this is pure immigration stuff. This isn't Trump related. This would have been true if Obama were still president.
Okay. All right. She should talk to her attorney, I guess, then.
Yeah, and tell her don't go in blind. Like, she should be tracking down her entire file, right?
Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, the form is a G639. G639. She can do it for free online. It's free, and she can fill it out online and have it sent to the U.S. citizen who's sponsoring her. That's what I would do.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
We'll
Thank
talk
you
to
very much.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, so that's a good lesson for everybody, is that, you know, if you if you were in the United States before and weren't and got in trouble or had to leave, you want to make sure that you number one, you have to have a way to come back, and number two, you need to make sure that you have a good understanding of your whole immigration past. Okay. All right. So you don't want to go in blind. You never want to have a situation where the government knows more than you do. All right. So we're going to kick it over to Susan.
Hi.
Hi, Susan. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I've been married 3 years to a man from Morocco,
Okay.
and we have been since March 18th of 2018 attempting to get him over here. as of October 6th of this year, our case was expedited. But it hasn't moved since. It's in Casablanca, but it's not moving. We send them emails and we get these basically empty emails back saying, yes, we received your email, but nothing.
When was his email? When was his interview?
He didn't have one. He has not been sent his date for even his first interview. Like I said, it got expedited. It's been in Casablanca since October 6th. And he's received no interview. And when you go on to the website to apply for an interview date, it says that there are no interviews available. But yet, since October 6th, two other people from Morocco, they've got a website over there, I guess, that they can keep track of this on. Two other people from Morocco have since gotten their interviews and have come to the United States.
Yeah,
but he is not his first interview, and we don't know why.
We've had some as well. Just so you know, I don't believe in this concept of expediting. There's no such thing. They offer it as some kind of solution, but it doesn't really work. The only thing that works is actually suing them. So I think that your case is going to keep being stuck until you sue them.
Okay. I got a feeling that's going to be the case too. Is it expensive to file a lawsuit against them?
When a lot of attorneys charge between $5,000 and $10,000, we try to keep it as low as we can. So our fee is $3,600, and then there's a $400 filing fee. So it's $4,000, and most people pay us $2,500 up front and then $500 a month for 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, because I got a feeling that's what we're gonna have to do. Oh, yes.
All right. Well,
so how do I get in now? I have a immigration attorney here that was helping me.
Yeah.
But since it has gone to NVC and now into Casablanca, every time we contact her, she says there's nothing that she can do for us.
Yeah, that's fine. You can keep her as your attorney to help with the embassy stuff. We'll just sue them and get the case moving.
Okay. Cool.
So
all right.
Just, send me an email or us an email, info@hackinglawpractice.com, and then the leads team will follow up with you.
Hackinglawwhat.com?
Yeah, it's here. I'll put it right here. It's info@hackinglawpractice.com.
Info@hackinglawpractice. Okay.
All right, great. Thanks, Susan. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, well, we've sued the embassy in Morocco more than any other. When Susan told me of her problems, I wasn't surprised because we've seen that exact thing over and over and over. We've sued that embassy. We need to count, but I think it's around 75 or 80 times. All right, so thanks for coming on, Susan. That was great. Let's go to someone who I know was on last time and didn't get on the call. His name's Faisal. Faisal, there you are, my friend. Can you see me?
Hi, Jim. Yes, I can see you. How are you?
Great. What can I help you with?
Okay, Jim, I have 3 questions. And the first question is that, as you know, that my case was qualified in May, right? And, until now, the embassy in Rio de Janeiro is closed. Now, I got a permanent residence approval here in Brazil, which means that, coming 2 weeks, I can have my permanent residency and I can go back to Pakistan. Now, my case, everything is approved from NVC, but it's waiting still in NVC. So now I want to know that if I want to try to transfer my case to Pakistan, because, here, I don't think so they're going to open embassy because they says that we are looking with the city situation where the Rio de Janeiro, the cases are, extremely on uprising. So I don't think so they have any plans to open, the Rio de Janeiro embassy. I have one option that I go back to my home country and, transfer my case. Another option for me is Uruguay, where, I can go there and, start my, residency over there and transfer my case to Uruguay, where the embassy is open. But more chances for me is that Pakistan, because it's my home country. So what do you recommend? And the third option is to make a file a write-up mandamus, because I don't know if I can get my interview here in Rio de Janeiro if I file for write-up mandamus.
Okay, so number one, nobody should ever transfer their case voluntarily to Islamabad. It's the second worst
Okay.
embassy around. So
Okay.
I mean, that's one thing. Number two,
Yeah.
I'm always reluctant to
Okay.
try to transfer the case anywhere. Because
Okay.
it takes a massive amount of effort to try and get them to move it. They don't move it very much. They don't move it very often. They don't move it unless they really want to. And you need to have the receiving embassy and the sending embassy both do everything right. So I think what I would do if I were you is I would either sue them now to get the case moving so that when the embassy reopens, you're first in line, which is probably what you do, or I would sit and wait for Trump to leave office, because Jim, I don't know how many of these embassy closures due to COVID are real or are fake. Like, I don't believe anything that they say.
I do personally believe it's too political, because the India have the most second, after America they have the most cases, but embassy in India is open, where the Brazil they are just doing emergency cases by cases. Like here they are open, but they are just they are processing emergency cases, which inside of Brazil everything is open. So my option is that up to December I am here. I'm waiting up to December. But what would you recommend if we sue the embassy? Can we get into an emergency interview, or how that's going to work?
Every case is different, but all I know is that there are probably a lot of cases backlogged in Brazil right now, and when they do turn that switch back on, if you have the lawsuit on file, you're going to the front of the line. That's what I know. The lawsuit is like a fast forward button. Right now, your case is stuck with everybody else's. If you want them to pay attention and to get working on your case, then I think you need to sue them.
Do we need any specific reason for that, or
when was the I-130 filed?
You filed for me in November. Yes.
Yeah, so that's too early.
Okay. How long I have to wait, because you filed for me in November 2019? So.
Oh, November 2019. Yeah, I would say wait until February and then let's figure it out.
Yeah, because I think that, because what I assume from embassy email me, they say that they are looking to the to the city situation, where the city is in the last phase of the city to reopen is until December, because they say that's our last phase to open the whole city until December. So until that, I think I will wait, and then we will see that how it goes until December.
Sounds good, Faisal. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Faisal. All right, let's go to Omar. Omar's been waiting very patiently. Hi, Omar.
Hi, how you doing, Jim?
Great. What can I help you with?
Thank you for you doing. We always watch you.
Great.
Enjoy, and we learn a lot. Excuse me, I have a question. I have asylum pending removal process, and I have my master hearing in February 10, 2021, and this year 2020 I married to U.S. citizen, but it's the same from country, the same from my country, and we apply in March 11, 2020, and we get receipt in March 2020, like before the corona.
Yep.
And right now we didn't get anything, but I have master hearing for the asylum, like after 3 months.
That's the first master hearing?
Yes.
Which court?
And I'm in Detroit.
Okay, and is that where the USCIS office is that you'll go to, is Detroit?
Yeah, but I don't know. But just apply A130. They told I apply, like they told me just to have to apply only 130.
So that's right. So that's true. Now, I don't know if you have a lawyer or not, Omar, but this is going to be a hard maneuver to pull off. So what needs to happen is the I-130 needs to be, you need to try to get that going as fast as possible, and you want the deportation to go as slow as possible. It should be okay. You should be fine. when you show up at your, I mean, you shouldn't go to your master without a lawyer, but what needs to happen is the lawyer needs to tell the judge, Judge Omar has either an approved I-130 or a pending I-130, and we're going to get that approved at USCIS. Now, you know that if you get married and file an I-130 while you're in removal, you have a higher burden. You have to show that it's not fraud. So before it was down here, and now you got to go up here, right? So you're going to have a harder time proving that it's a real marriage. If you go in there with just a little bit of evidence, you're going to lose. But if you get that approved, then you go back to the judge and you say, Judge, I have an approved I-130. I don't need my asylum case anymore. Can I either get my green card here with you in court, or can you close the deportation and let me go over to USCIS and get my green card over there? So you have a lot of good options, but you have to get that I-130 approved.
Thank you. But let me just ask you the last question. Okay, the February, if nothing happened, I don't get anything, and I call your office. They told me if you want to sue them, you have like they told me in May.
Yeah, it's too early. It's too early to sue them, but you can. The judge will give you time. The judge will give you. I mean, you have at least a year or so with the judge before they're even going to be worried about it. So
I should go alone, and like I can get like some time, and they give me the other. I go with the lawyer, and the lawyer he do, and because I don't have lawyer, you know.
Yeah.
What the best advice? And one of the best advice. I go alone.
The best advice. No, the best advice is to bring a lawyer with you to that first hearing. Now, do I think most judges would give you time if you don't have a lawyer? Yeah, I do think most judges would give you one more time, which would give you probably enough that you need to get the I-130 approved. But I always think that someone should have a lawyer if they can.
Because I am removed from the process. That's why I asked.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Omar, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. All right, well, we always like talking about that. We've had probably 8 or 9 cases in the office in the last year and a half where someone filed for asylum, then got married to a U.S. citizen. The asylum got denied, they got sent to court, and then they want to adjust status based on the approved I-130. So those cases are fun, and sometimes it's better to adjust in court, and those cases go a little faster in court than they would at USCIS. All right, let's go to Arslan.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Arslan. How you doing?
Thank you for accepting my request.
Of course. What can I help you with?
A question. I had an interview on November 4th, 2020, here in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. But I'm from Pakistan, but I'm studying here, so I had my interview location in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. So after
for a spouse visa case?
Sorry?
For a spouse, what kind of case? A spouse visa case?
Yes, it is a spouse visa. I'm married to a US citizen, so it's a CR1 visa category.
Got it.
I had my interview. Everything went smoothly. At the end of the interview, consulate gave me 221G form, white slip, and she told me that your case needed additional processing, and everything was fine. We were hoping that it will get approved, but she gave me that form, and then didn't ask anything to me since November 4th. Today I got an email from embassy that we are processing your case. We will let you know if there's any document if they need it. But I haven't received anything, and they kept my passport. So you think it's a good sign that they kept my passport and they will be issuing a visa soon?
I would say that I would sit tight until maybe the end of the year, mid-January, and then if things are still not happening, I mean, how long ago did your spouse file the I-130?
Okay, so we filed in July 3rd, 2019.
Yeah, so that's a long time. And whenever you have someone going to their embassy interview in a third country, that's going to make the case go slower. And, you know, I became Muslim 22 years ago. Most of my clients are from Muslim countries. And I say all the time that the hardest thing for me to do is to bring a Muslim man to the United States or a man from a predominantly Muslim country to the United States. So I think they're probably going to be sitting on your case for a while. Hopefully you won't need to sue them, but it has taken a long time. So I would say if you don't hear anything from them by like mid-January, end of January, then you probably need to sue them.
Okay, so is that a good sign to have my passport?
I don't think it's a good sign or a bad sign. It's just something that they did.
Okay, sir. So I should wait till January and then find out if they're working on my case or not. Then I can file the lawsuit against them.
hmm
And how it goes, sir? This lawsuit things.
So when we sue them, it takes us about 2 weeks to get a copy of the lawsuit to the defendants. Then they have 60 days to answer. So things usually start moving at around 3 months, 3.5 months.
Okay, sir. And how much it cost?
It costs $4,000 altogether.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much.
All
I
right,
really
good luck, buddy.
whatever you're doing. It's really great, helping a lot of people.
Thanks.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. See you, buddy. All right. Next up is Samuel. Samuel has been also waiting very patiently.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, sir.
How are
How
you?
are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Where in the world are you right now?
I'm calling from West Point, New York, military base in West Point, New York.
I've been there. Are you in the Army?
My wife is in the Army, active duty.
Well, what can I help with, Samuel?
Yes, I submitted my USCIS, submitted green card application. My wife's trying to get me the green card. We submitted 2016. We had interview 2017. Till date, they didn't respond, but they gave me my work permit and everything. And you made a video about Nigerian diverse. That's exactly my
That,
case. Like,
that was my
it's
next
the first
question.
time.
That was my next question, brother Samuel. Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I just saw one yesterday. I've been seeing more and more of these. So I believe that there are some shady lawyers in Nigeria who are telling people, "Oh yeah, I'll get you a divorce," and they're just making up documents and
Yes, sir.
sending them on. So if here's the question, the number one question, and that is, were you involved in the actual divorce? In other words, did you go to court and did you see the judge, or did somebody take care of it for you?
Yeah, someone took care of it.
Yeah, so the divorce is probably not valid,
Yes, sir.
which means that you need to get divorced again in Nigeria and then remarry your wife and file a new application.
Oh my God. In the next 10 days, I have a stock interview with them right now. So the first time the immigration said she's 1001% sure of our marriage because we have 2 kids, and it's real. This is no joke. Like, she's my
Yeah.
life. And but they just using this to get to me. They know everything is real. We have 2 boys. Everything is perfect. So I don't know what's going to happen in this next stock interview because obviously they're just trying to use my past. They don't want to, that's you made a video about it too. That's the excuse they use just to deny people.
Well, so you know me, I'm never going to defend USCIS, but a basic idea about a marriage-based green card is that both parties were legally free to marry. If you weren't properly divorced from your spouse in Nigeria, then they can't approve it. I mean, they added Nigeria to the banned countries list for green cards. And I know that they view Nigerian men coming to the United States on visit visas and then getting married as a real problem. So they're pushing back. If you have a Stokes interview in 10 days, I think you need to give serious consideration to withdrawing that application and getting divorced and filing a new one as fast as possible. Because I'm just telling you how it is. This is what I'm doing. And you don't want to do it when you're already in removal, right? So I have a case just like yours where the guy got denied and they put him in removal the next day. So then we had to go back to get divorced again. Now, the one thing that we did that was a little faster is instead of hiring a new lawyer in Nigeria to get divorced from wife number one, we, like in your case, would get divorced in West Point, New York, and file the divorce in New York because number one, it's going to be faster, and number two, there's not going to be a question as to whether or not it's valid. I believe that anybody who's trying to get divorced in Nigeria right now is really screwed because even if they do go see a real judge and get a real divorce, everybody thinks it's fake.
Yes, sir.
So I think that you can do it now, you can do it later, but at the end of the day,
now.
Yeah, I don't think this application that you have on file is approvable. I don't think they can approve it if they want to, if that divorce decree was made up by some lawyer in New Jersey just trying to help you out.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Since I'm in New York, West Point, maybe I should get it done because the lady is here too. So I don't know how.
The
I
lady,
hope they're not gonna be like, what's going on? I
the
don't.
lady you were married to before is in the United States.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you definitely need to get divorced and start over.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Samuel. Good luck, brother. Let me know if you need
Thank you
anything.
so much.
Okay.
I will. I will. Thank you, sir.
See ya. All right. We are going to go to Jenny.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jenny. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for accepting my request, and I truly appreciate what you're doing for us immigrants.
My pleasure. Thanks for the nice words. What can I help you with?
So I came in the US 2017 on B1, B2 visa. I got married, and my husband filed for I-130, I-485, and I-765. But towards the interview, we had some challenges in our marriage, and without my knowledge or concept, he withdrew the petition on the interview day. He submitted a letter that I don't know what it says today, and I got the response in January 2019 that my case was withdrawn. So I tried to work out our marriage with him, but there was no chance to save it. And I got divorced with him in August 2019.
Okay.
So I got arrested this year in October by the ICE. They came, showed up in my door here in Florida, arrested me, took to custody, and put me on a GPS monitor.
Okay.
I have spoken to several lawyers. Some have told me that I don't have a case. There's nothing I can do other than to either get remarried or voluntarily depart. What's your advice on my case?
I think that's the right advice. You have to have, you can't, I mean, let's put your marriage to the side. Let's pretend it never happened. The fact that he filed an I-130 for you that was withdrawn has no legal power to it. So you have to have some independent way to stay. And the 4 ways to stay in the United States are family, which is marriage based, business, which you can't do because you're not in status, asylum, which would be if you fear going back home to your home country, you're going to get persecuted, or the diversity visa. I don't know what country you're from.
Can I file for asylum at this point or VAWA due to the emotional? I may not have the physical evidence because I never reported him, but my marriage was not okay. And I went through a lot of stress and emotional and depression during that time.
You can, but it's hard. So you can, but without police reports or evidence of abuse, that's going to be a harder case. But you could file both of those as defenses to the deportation.
Okay. I have my master calendar hearing in March 23rd next year. What's going to happen on that day? Should I have a filing by then, or what would happen if I don't have any filing?
The judge is going to ask you what's your basis to stay, and then you're going to have to tell, I mean, you probably need to get a lawyer to help you file those applications and tell the judge of what you want to do in court. They're going to want to know things. What, you're in Florida?
Yes.
Those are some tough immigration courts down in Florida. They like to deport people. So good luck to you, Jenny. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jim.
All right. You got it. Bye-bye. All right. Sad situation. People, when those marriage cases don't go through, you can really find yourself in a lot of trouble. When they withdraw it, and sometimes USCIS convinces them to withdraw it. Sometimes it sounds like Jenny's husband just went ahead and withdrew it. If you guys want to get in the waiting room, there's some spaces here. I'm going to go to Jose next, but I'll put the link down below. If you need to come in and ask a question, let us know. All right, Jose, how are you? I think you're muted.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jose. How you doing?
Really well. Thank you so much for accepting my request. I have EB1 visa approval I got my I-797 in, I think it was the 12th of August of last year. And so far, I haven't received my appointment at the Barbados embassy. I'm living in the Caribbean right now. I'm originally from Venezuela. I've been living here for the last 4 years in the Caribbean, in the British Caribbean.
So you have an approved I-140. Did an employer file it, or did you file it yourself?
Myself.
Okay, and that got approved, and then it got sent to the National Visa Center.
And nothing happened since a year ago.
Nothing at the National Visa Center?
Nothing. When I check my status, it says it's at the embassy. Nothing else.
It says it's at the embassy, but did you ever get like notices from the
at the MVC?
Oh, NVC. Okay.
Yes.
And have you reached out to the NVC?
No, I was waiting for them to answer, but it has been a whole year and no answer.
Yeah, I think you either need to start beating the bush and like emailing them every day and asking them what's going on with your case. I mean, in theory, your case never went there from USCIS. It sounds like maybe it did, but in theory, it could be stuck in between or just still stuck at USCIS. So that's one thing. The other thing is you could just sue them and try to make it go faster that way. But you want to save some money. You might at least I'd spend a couple weeks trying to get the National Visa Center to let you know what's going on with your case, and if that doesn't work, then call me and we can sue them.
All right. Okay. I like that. It's okay if I have another. I applied to this visa through another lawyer. It's okay if I use you to sue the.
Oh yeah.
The yeah.
And I hold on. I'm going to get an email address for you.
Okay.
That you can use. I'll put it in the comments. Yeah. Most of the lawsuits that we hire or that we handle. Some other lawyer did the underlying piece, and I don't necessarily want to take over the case. I'd rather them just keep. I mean, you already paid them, so yeah. I would just say stick with them, and then if you want to sue them, just let me know.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, Jose. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, buddy. All right, that was Jose from Venezuela kicking it in Barbados. All right, let's go to Ahmed. Ahmed is not on screen. Let me make sure that he's here with us. Ahmed, are you with us?
Yes, Jim, I'm with you. It's so nice to hear you today.
What can I help you with?
So basically, I filed for a extension of my B1, B2 in May 21st. I didn't get any response on that one except for the notice of accept, right? And I need to apply for another B2 extension. Now the question is, can I apply for a F1 while pending status change or pending decision?
What country are you in right now?
I'm in St. Louis. I'm close to you, Jim.
Okay, and so what? So you came on a B1 and then you filed for an extension?
Yes, extension in May this year.
And now you want to know, can I convert over to an F1?
Yeah.
Do you have a school that's willing to take you?
I have applied to Central University of Missouri, and I'm in the process of getting an I-20.
The problem is you can't change to an F1 in the United States anymore. You'd have to leave the United States and go through the embassy. You can't maintain your status long enough to do the actual change, and they changed the rules to say that you have to be in status all the way up until the time that the visa transfer is approved. So you could do it, but you're going to have to leave the United States and go to your embassy. And then that's always a crapshoot as to whether or not they're going to let you come back.
So can I wait for some more time till they give a decision on the B1, B2?
Well, I mean, I never file B1, B2 extensions. I think most of them are denied. I think you should assume that it's going to get denied and you should operate accordingly.
All right. Okay. Fine. I'll do that. Thank you, Jim.
All right, Ahmed. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Ahmed likes it here in St. Louis. It's pretty cold and rainy right now. We're going to go to Aram. Aram has been waiting patiently. Hi, Aram.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for accepting the invitation. Hello?
I think your phone's locking up a little bit. There, that's better.
Okay, I had
Go
to
ahead.
walk away from my friend. They're kind of noisy. So my wife filed the I-130 for her parents, and she has two underage sisters, 13 and 15. So she's wondering if her parents, at the time of their interview, can they take their daughters to the interview and somehow get them a visa along with them, because we didn't want to apply a separate I-130 because that takes a long time, like a sister applying for a sister. So at this point, what are their options? What can they do in order to bring them with them?
How old are the sisters?
13 and 15.
So here's what has to happen. You get the parents' case finished, and they
Okay.
get their visas to the United States. And then one at a time, they come to the United States. And once they get here, they apply for a reentry permit. And then they go back home and live with the girls, and they file for I-130s as the parents of their children. You're right. Your wife's case would have taken way too long to apply for her sisters. So what you do is you get the parents their green cards, and then you have them file as green card holders to bring over the sisters as the children of LPRs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also thought about that option, but I read online some people were saying if you have if they have underage kids, they can take them to the interview, and sometimes not guaranteed 100%, but sometimes they could get approved by the person who are interviewing them at the time. So it's up to them if they want to
That's
approve
not
them
right.
or not.
That's total BS.
Okay.
Whoever said that doesn't know what they're talking about. There's no mechanism for them to do that.
I see. Okay, so their only option would be if they have to come here and apply based on parents for their kids, and then they can. Do you know roughly how long that will take?
About a year, which is why they get their reentry permits. Then they can go back and stay back home in the home country while the kids' cases are pending, and then they all come together.
I see. So if you have time, I have another question, which is can we apply to expedite an I-130 through USCIS, or is that possible?
I-130s for who? The parents?
The ones that we already applied for the parents.
Yeah, I said earlier on the show, I don't believe in expediting. I don't think it really works. I think it's all BS and they do whatever they want. I think it's a waste of time.
Okay. That's good to know. Well, thank you so much.
All right, Arm. Good luck, buddy.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Oops. Next up is Yosef. Yosef, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
That's my son's name is Yusuf.
Yeah, nice to know that. Good afternoon, Jim. I hope you're doing great.
I'm doing great. Thank you. I almost let you skip the line because your name was Yusuf.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing all of this for us. I just have a quick question. I'm a medical resident in the United States, currently present on J1 status, and I came into the country on B1 visa. I was doing a rotation, and then I switched it to J research category. I spent 3 years doing research, and then I switched it to J, another category for doing medical residency. And my wife was in the United States at the time with B visa, and we filed a conjoint application. But we faced an exceptional family circumstances that she had to go. She traveled outside of the country 1 month ago, and we actually have a child who is a U.S. citizen. He was born here 3 years after I came in there. But he is needing like medical follow-up and a lot of medical appointments with the doctors. And I was wondering if she wants to come back to follow up with his appointments, and that's something that you would recommend that she apply right now, or you don't see this is a pathway. We haven't decided to apply for her visa yet, but I just wanted to inquire if this is something that is possible, because there's a lot of videos floating around about that issue, about the J2 visa stamping and all of that kind of stuff.
And I don't know about those visas, but are they saying that it's hard to get the J2 visa stamp these days? Is that what they say?
I just saw your videos when you have been describing like it's not advisable to go back right now to get a stamp. So she had the status, but she went out, and if she wants to come back again, she would have to go and do the stamping. And I'm actually from Egypt. I'm not sure about the consulates over there, but it's a very how can I say it? It's very how can I say it? It's dependent on the consulates. Like they sometimes they accept it, they sometimes not. But I just want, it's a non-immigrant visa question. I'm not sure if this is something that you had to deal with before.
So okay, so just to be clear, right now she's not in America, she's in Egypt.
Yeah.
And she has an approved J2 visa.
She had an approved J2 status. Like she was from B1 to J2 with me on the same application. We were both on B, and then we switched together to J1, J2. So we had the same petition. She came out. I'm still here in my training. So.
And what about a DS 2019? If you have a DS 2019?
It's still valid. We still have a DS 2019 because I'm still in the training, me and her. So the DS 20 is fine.
Through when?
Through this year, my contract is until the 1st of July. This is the first academic day of the year. And I think in February, they start issuing a new contract for the next July, like 2022. So it's a year-by-year contract for the residency.
And your son is there with her?
With her, yeah.
Okay. And so you have not filed a DS 160 to bring her back, right?
No, I haven't done that yet.
And why haven't you?
Because I just wanted to make sure I don't want to get into the limbo that she might go ahead and stick into that black hole like 212E or something like that. Like I don't want her, what is it called? Like the administrative processing thing. I think it's 221 or something like that. I just don't want her to go into that black hole now. Nowadays, everything is very uncertain. I just wanted to see if you had a previous experience with somebody who tried to bring his spouse and she got that limbo, because I watched your videos.
Well, I definitely have had that, because we've sued probably for about 5 J2s last year that got stuck outside the United States. But it seems to me like you can't even get the process started until you actually try. So I wouldn't wait. I would go ahead. I mean, are you saying that you think like in January or February it might be better and therefore wait till then? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean like it's in January or February. I'm gonna get a new contract. Like her DS is gonna be extended 1 extra year than the one that she's currently having right now, which might make a sense to the consulate that you're not going just while he has like 6 months remaining in his contract. It's gonna be a year and a half. But I'm not sure if this makes any difference, because the training is a continuous process. Like for residency, each year you proceed from one PGY to the next PGY, give you one more contract. So it's a year-by-year thing. And I'm
a big believer. I'm a big believer in doing the next right thing. And it seems to me the next right thing for you is to go ahead and file.
The expedited or emergency appointments, you don't think this is something that we can just try to shoot for? Because my son has been born with a congenital problem, and he was following with the physicians all the time. Like the reason I wanted to get them back so quick is because of him. They are not experiencing any trouble over there. The only problem is for him, that I think the amount of care, the medical care that he was receiving over here, it's very hard to get it back over there.
Well, of course, I know this isn't the real world thing, but he can come back whenever he wants. I know that logistically you can't make that happen, but from the embassy's point of view, he can come back whenever he wants.
Oh, so you don't care actually if the mother does need a visa or not? Yeah, I got it.
No, so I would try to get that. I mean, Cairo's pretty much closed anyway, but you might as well get started, because otherwise she's never coming.
Perfect. I got it. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate your help with that. Thank you so much.
All right, Yosef, see you, buddy.
All right, see you. Bye.
All right, next up is Rudolph. Rudolph, are you with us?
Yes, I'm in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I have a question. In 2017, I filed a petition with the USCIS, I-130, and 2 months ago, I received an approval letter from them. The approval letter stated that the case were being transferred to NVC, and that I was supposed to be contacted by the NVC within 45 days. However, 45 days have passed, and I haven't received any letter from them.
there was a caller earlier that I said you need to start contacting National Visa Center and USCIS. You need to make sure where your file is. So I would start with USCIS, find out from them if it was sent, when it was sent, the date it was sent. And then once I have that information, then I'd contact the National Visa Center and ask them, what is the status of my case? Why haven't I heard anything? We were just talking about this during our case review yesterday. We're seeing it take about 2 months for the case to get there. So if I were you, how long has it been?
2 months.
Yeah, I'd give it another week or two, and then I'd start calling USCIS and calling the National Visa Center.
Okay, one last question. The petition I-130 was for unmarried daughter or son with the person that you filed for. However, my daughter is going to be over 21 next year. And if the paperwork isn't actually finished, will she still get to go?
So that takes a lot of math, and I have to look at all the dates. That's not something I can tell you over the call. It's probably going to be a close call, but there's actual math involved, and you got to do all the calculations according to this formula under the Child Status Protection Act.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, good luck. All right, next up is Mufasa. Mufasa.
Hello, James.
How are you?
Good. I know I've been sending a lot of people to you. You might have not known me, but Moise Davis is one of them. Bashir Sodende is one of them, and a couple of stuff. I've tried to meet you in one of the Masjid program, but we couldn't. So just been sending. Abdulaziz Usman is one of them. But I personally have a little question I want to ask. So I'm invited for the interview for citizenship. So, and my major worry was the ticket I have is been taken care of in the past. And also I just got one like 2 weeks ago that I gave traffic lawyer, and they said they send me a paper for me to make a payment. So my question now is that, am I supposed to, go there, give them to update my file, or what am I supposed to do? Is it traffic?
When you go to your naturalization interview, especially in St. Louis, you want to bring proof that you've taken care of all of your tickets. So you need to track down the jurisdiction. Where did you get your ticket? Do you know?
Yeah, in St. Louis County. No, St. Charles County.
Yeah, so I would reach out to the St. Charles County Police Department and the court clerk and get copies of both of those and bring those with you to your interview. Most people don't have to do this, but St. Louis is crazy and you have to track all that stuff down.
Oh, so they are going to give me, if I call them, to give it to me?
Well, you have to pay them, but yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to pay them. There'll be a fee, but tell them you want a certified copy of the police report and a certified copy of the word is disposition, but the way it resolved in court.
Oh, okay. Then what about do I need to take my wife along with me?
Is it a 3-year case or a 5-year case?
No. You say what?
Are you applying for citizenship under the 5-year rule or the 3-year rule?
Under the 3 years old.
Then you need to bring your wife and you need to bring some evidence to show that you're still married.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they will allow them to go in with me.
Well, she should be there. Some officers like the wife to come in. Some officers don't care, but either way, she needs to be there just in case.
Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. Then since we're gonna take our birth certificate and other stuff, but I've already uploaded all those documents. Do I still need to bring it as a copy and
bring all your originals? Yep, bring all your originals. Yep.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you so much for all the job.
We'll see you later. Thanks for sending those people my way. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of that.
All right. Next up is, let's see how we say this. Anayo. Anayo, am I saying your name right?
Yeah.
Anayo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing?
Can you hear me? I'm fine.
I can.
I'm fine. Okay, my question is, my wife is like trying to divorce me right now, but I'm married since like 2017, and we did a joint filing of removal of I-751. So I want to know what is my chances.
So the I-751 is still pending? You haven't gotten a decision on this?
Yes. Say that again.
The I-751 is still pending, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
now,
and I have like 18 months. I have 18 months extension.
did your wife file for divorce already, or she says she's going to?
She's going to. But matter of fact, today she want me to sign, but I refuse.
Okay, so you need to get a new 751 ready to file on your own, and then you need to withdraw the one that's based on marriage.
Okay.
So it's hard. You're going to have to prove that it was a real marriage, but you don't want to go any further with her if she's filing for divorce. You need to get ready to file one on your own.
Okay. So my question is there anything I need to get from her to prove that the marriage was real?
Yeah, and now you got to prove it more because now you're divorced. So it's going to be even harder.
Okay.
You're going to need like statements from friends who knew you, hopefully a letter from you, a letter from her, all sworn under oath that says this was a real marriage. It just didn't work out.
Okay, I need to get a letter from her particularly, right?
If you can, yeah. Yeah, but you probably need help, Anayo. I don't think this is one you can get. I don't think this is one you can get approved on your own. I think you probably need help.
Say that again.
I think you probably need a lawyer to help you. I don't think you can do this on your own.
Yeah, I know I can't do it myself. That's why
We're trying to keep you from getting deported.
Okay.
All right, Anayo, I'm going to go, buddy. Thanks for the question. Let me know if you need any help, okay? All right, bye, buddy.
Sure, I will.
Okay, I think we have time for one more. Yep, one more, and it's going to be Hova. Hova, are you with us?
I am. Thanks for taking the call, Jim.
Sure,
so the situation is this. I had my I-751 approved. I received my green card. But the residency since date on the green card was incorrect. It was 1 year back. So I was eligible even with the correct date to apply for citizenship, which I did. I applied for citizenship. I attached a letter explaining what has happened, explaining that there was an error, indicating that there was an error. So citizenship, I already submitted the citizenship application. So my question now, I have two questions. Is this going to cause any problem with citizenship, when the time comes? And two, I have a few travel plans. If I come back with this green card that has, incorrect residency since date, would that be a problem on the border?
Okay, so to be clear, did you get your green card based on adjustment of status, or did you consular process at the beginning when you first got your green card?
Adjustment of the status.
Okay, so you were in the United States, you married a U.S. citizen, that U.S. citizen filed an I-130 for you, you filed a 485, and you got a 2-year green card, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Then you filed an I-751 to get the conditions removed. And when the 10-year green card came, showed you starting a year earlier than it actually did.
Yes.
So was the date right on the 2-year green card, but wrong on the 10-year?
So interesting enough, that first green card, the 2-year conditional one, I never received because they mailed it. This was an attorney issue. They messed up the address. So they mailed it to a different address. So then I filed I-90 to get to replacement. And I said I didn't want to pay the fee. So I said that there was an error on their side. They rejected that. I had to start a new I-90. And then this took each I-90 took a year. So by the time they were going to send me the second green card, I was already approved for my unconditional green card. So I never actually saw the original green card.
Okay, but in any event, the 10-year green card, like let's say you became a lawful permanent resident on October 1st, 2017. It said October 1st, 2016.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then the question is this going to screw up my case when I apply for citizenship? No, I don't think so. You didn't do anything wrong. Now, sometimes this happens. Like I just had a case where the clients got their green card approved, and instead of getting the 2-year green card, they got a 10-year green card. And that's a problem because you have to get those conditions removed even if they accidentally give you a 10-year green card. But in your situation, you filed the I-751 on time. It was approved.
Mm-hmm.
They just sent you a green card with the wrong date. So as long as, and you're applying on the 3-year rule based on marriage to a citizen?
Yeah.
As long as on the day you apply for citizenship, you've had the correct lawful permanent resident status for 3 years, it won't be a problem.
Okay. And then the second question, can I travel with that? Because I don't want to go through another I-90.
Yeah, I would. You can travel on it. It won't be a problem.
It won't be a problem.
It shouldn't be. No, you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
All
okay.
right.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, Hova, good luck. And that was our last call for today. Hova, thanks for being with us, everybody. We enjoyed being with you all today. We'll be back here. Sorry to everyone I didn't get to. We'll be back here on Thursday at the same time, 12 Central, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, and we'll be answering your questions then. Until then, stay safe. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. You can call us at 314-961-8200. And you know about our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done that already. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.